Now for here, the pseudo elements. This pseudo element is an object that exists only in the rendered page. And this can be selected using the following CSS selector. This is the syntax element colon colon the pseudo element. Here, the element is an element from the HTML file, and the pseudo element is the name of the CSS pseudo element. And these are the pseudo elements and its description. So we have here the first letter. This is the first letter of the element text. And the first line pseudo element, so this will apply to the first line of the element text. The before pseudo elements, this is the content inserted directly before the element. And the pseudo element after, this is the content that is inserted directly after the element. And now let us try to have the pseudo elements application. Okay, going back to the code.io editor, right? Wait for a while. So we have here in our codepen.io, we will try to add a content for our paragraph like the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Okay, and let's have to add these sentences, our paragraph, to make our paragraph long. Okay, so at this time, there are many sentences in our paragraph, and let's try to apply a pseudo element. That is, first we will apply the first line. Now we have here the element colon colon, and the pseudo element is the first line that we have to apply these properties to our first line content. And for example, we have the red color. All right. So let me see. So as you can see, the first line is applied with the red color. If you are going to zoom in or zoom out, it will be applied to the first line since you have specified the first line pseudo element. Now, for example, let's have another property like the font variant, which is, for example, small caps. Okay, so it's applied with the small caps and the red color for our first line. And then that is for the first line. Now let's try to have the first letter of our paragraph. Okay, and for example, the first letter is applied with the background color of, for example, okay, hot pink. Okay, as you can see, color T, which is the first letter of our paragraph, is applied with the background color of hot pink. All right. Okay, so the first line and first letter pseudo elements Also can be applied with the styles. Um, yeah, the font property, the background, okay, the background color. We can have also the word spacing, letter spacing. So for example, we have to apply the mm, word spacing for, like for example, 5 pixels. Yeah, so it's applied with 5 pixels for the word spacing. And for example, for the first letter, we have to apply the property letter spacing that is 20 px. Yeah, so here, so it has a space of 20 px. Okay, line height, the text transform, text decorations, yeah. We can have also the, for example, the font size. For example, we have to apply the double X large for our first letter pseudo element. So we have here, it is applied with double X large. Now let's try to apply the pseudo element before and after. So this one, the new content can be added either before or after an element using the following before and after pseudo elements. So here, this is the syntax element, which is the element in your HTML document, and here before, so either this content is placed before the element, and after, this is a pseudo element where a specified content can be applied after the element. So you can also apply the GIF, for example, before the element. Now we have here the values of the content property. The first column shows the value, and the second column shows the description of each of the values. None, this sets the content to an empty text string. The counter, this displays a counter value. An attribute displays the value of the selector's attribute. Text displays the specified text. Open quote, this displays an opening quotation mark. Close quote, this displays a closing quotation mark. No open quote, this removes the opening quotation mark if it is previously specified, same as with the no close quote. And the URL, you can specify also the URL, which is the content media, either video or image, the GIF from the file located at the URL. Now let us try to have the sample. Okay, using our previously created file for our core values, and let's try to embed a style here. And we have to apply the pseudo element in our, okay, so our heading 2 will be applied with the element before. Okay, and with the content. Okay, let us have, for example, the text content. We have here. Okay, so let's try to have the URL. So before the heading 2, Let us insert a smiley face like happy dot gif. Okay, so happy dot gif is already placed here. We have here happy dot gif. This is quite large GIF, and let us try to see if it is shown here. So here we have the happy GIF that is placed before the heading 2 element. Now, for example, let us try to apply same GIF to our heading 2 element, but also applied to our after content. We have here the URL, the same GIF, happy GIF. Okay, now let us try to refresh. Fine. So basically, when you zoom out this one, there are two contents that are added to our heading 2 elements. So before and after. At this time, we have used the pseudo elements for our before and after. Okay. Okay, so these are the GIFs that we have applied to our pseudo elements before and after. So we have to format properly our GIF that is suitable for our content. Especially, we have to format the size, and for that, we have to make use of the editor or the um, videos or picture editors, GIF editors. Now, we can also apply a pseudo element for our selection. For example, by default, if we have to select these contents, um, the background color is turned into blue and the text is turned into white. So for example, we have to apply a color and a background color for all the contents with okay with selection. Okay, so the pseudo element name is selection, right? So if either you have selected any of the elements under this document, so for example, we have the color red and the background color, sorry, the background color which is hot pink. Alright, save. So at this time, we have not specified the element, but it is applied to all. Okay, so let's try to reload. At this time, when we have selected any of the elements, so the background color is hot pink and the color turns into red. Okay,